Uh,
All right, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Tuan from Money Travel Grow. And today is a very, very special day. I have a guest here with me who, well, I'll let him tell you about himself because I think he has a fantastic story. He has a great testimonial, and we can go ahead and jump right in. And by the way, before we jump in, if you can, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Again, Money Travel Grow. All right, it's all you, Dudley.
all right. What's up, everybody? My name is Dudley, or AKA Dudleydudzz. Where can I start, man? Simply put, I am a serial online entrepreneur. I'm a hustler. I'm a person that's dedicated to learning, growing in all facets of life. And above all, I'm dedicated to helping people understand that there's so much more to life than being stuck in one place, and that you can accomplish anything if you truly dedicate yourself and position yourself to obtaining what you want. So that's it about me, man. I can go on and on and on, but to keep it very simple, you know what I'm saying, that's me.
Yeah, you'll get your opportunity to say more about that. We're gonna hear more about your story and everything like that. But before we begin, let's talk about how we actually met, because it was very interesting because I didn't know anything about you before finding all this about you, that you're a YouTuber, you're a successful entrepreneur, you're a world traveler. I didn't know anything about that when I first met you. Matter of fact, when you first came to the group, I just assumed that you were someone who may have been unhappy with working a job and you just was looking for a career change. But that's not really what happened. So talk to the audience about how we met, but more than that, how you came across my information.
Yeah, so I actually have a good friend of mine that's in finance, and he has a job where it enables him to work from anywhere in the world. And so last year I was actually in South America with him for like 6 months, and we were just like going everywhere. And while he was doing his thing, like I have my own business and I was hustling doing that. And so this year I had surgery, and I told him that I think that my income would go down because the majority of my income streams were coming from my fitness programs and workouts and stuff like that. So he actually found you, and then he told me about your group, invited me to the group. I seen what you were doing. I was already on the whole digital marketing like nomad role, so is he. So we were actually talking about us getting another job on top of what we're doing to like really bring in multiple six figures. And so I got in your group. I seen how you were even like marketing, engaging the group. I watched all of your videos, and I thought to myself, this brother's actually giving great advice by sharing with people how many digital marketing jobs is available. And so from there, I watched your videos and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just get me another job. I didn't know what caliber of job I was gonna get. You feel me? I'm not gonna say too much, but all I'm gonna say is that for those watching this, man, listen to this man, get you an online job that's going to give you leverage of your time, you know what I'm saying, location freedom, and you can definitely have financial freedom. I'm talking about big money. All right. So yeah, man, that's how I found you.
Yeah, and we're not gonna go into how much this job is actually compensating you, but when you first got the offer and you showed it to me, I was very, very impressed with what you were able to do. Now, how long did it take you from the time you start watching the videos and being, engaged in a group for you to get this opportunity? How long did it take?
Man, it was literally 3 weeks, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was literally three. Now, what's funny is I applied for over 200 jobs, right? I did literally 12 interviews. They all said no. Mind you, I've created a successful online brand myself. I have 50,000 subscribers. I have a course. I have books. I've appeared in recent Hollywood commercials that are currently on TV and marketed and built websites and everything. I had 12 interviews. They all told me that I was not qualified enough and that I should go to school or something. Okay. And then I get one opportunity. This one startup company sent me a message on online, and I got that job. That job turned out to be better than every interviewer that told me that I wasn't. You You know what I mean? So
sometimes it
it's
works that
fun.
way. Sometimes it
Yeah.
works that way. But I think I want to go back to something you said, because I think there's a paradigm shift that's happening now. There's this assumption that, well, I can't do digital marketing because I don't have a marketing degree. I don't have I don't even have a college degree. What do you say to that? Because clearly, you know, you were able to do that. I'm not sure if you have a degree or not, but
Mhm.
you have so many other great experiences. That's what you're able to offer to this company that saw obvious potential in you. So talk a little bit about that to someone who may be watching this now and saying, you know what, I don't have a college education, but I have a desire to want to do this.
Yeah, so as somebody who has 2 college degrees, I can tell you right now, I have learned more outside of college than I have in college. It's all about getting knowledge, but how you apply the knowledge and just making sure that you are experiencing these things that you are actually studying. So you don't need a degree or anything to really become a digital marketer or anything like that. And so for all the people that say that you do, man, again, we're not going to talk too much about the money, but you can make a lot of money out here and you don't need a degree. And to be honest with you, everything is already at your disposal. I've learned so much on you. I've taught myself languages on YouTube. You can go on my channel right now. You'll see me speaking Chinese. I'm speaking Igbo from Nigeria. I'm speaking Spanish. Like I've taught myself all this stuff online. So you don't need a degree. You just got to have the hunger and the will to actually sit your ass down and study and learn. And you're going to see how you could transform your life. It's not that hard, man.
And most of us spend a lot of time on social media, YouTube, watching, you know, nonsensical things all the time. So if you just took a small percentage of that time, start learning, you know, a different language, start learning how to do digital marketing. And I think one of the things that I think is really impressive about digital marketing is it's such a low barrier of entry.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need a lot of technical skills to get going. I mean, in my opinion, it's kind of common sense.
And it's not that
However,
hard. It's
however,
really
I
not.
understand that for a lot of people, this may be their first time doing it. So I do not want to, in any way, and everybody learns at a different pace. But what I will say is, over time, you'll get to understand it, I think, a little bit quicker than, say, if you were learning a programming language for, you know, maybe Python or something like that, you know. So this is very possible for you to go from 0 to 60 in a very short period of time. Now, because you have a digital marketing background, because of your businesses, it took you 3 weeks. So I want to point out and say that those results are not necessarily typical. But what I do want to point out and say, if you do have the hunger, that curve can be shortened. Quick story about me, for those of you who are not familiar with me. When the pandemic happened in 2020, I was at a loss, because prior to that, I was doing motivational speaking. And so my whole business model was really at risk, because it depended on me to get on planes and travel and go places and speak. That's how I made my money. So what I decided to do was look around and see what else is out there. I ended up finding a young man, Andrew West. Shout out to you, Andrew. And he had a course. I invested in myself. Notice I said invest. It was the best $500 I've ever spent in my life. And it gave me an entire new career. Fast forward a few months later, I ended up getting my first job in digital marketing. It was remote. And of course, which we're going to get into now, I ended up moving to Mexico. And I've been in Mexico ever since. I've spent a little bit of time in the United States going back and forth, but primarily it's been in Mexico, and I have been loving it. So being a international traveler yourself, why do you think this concept is just so important nowadays with everything that's going on? Talk to us about that.
Oh man, now you're talking my language, man. So, man, like I honestly don't even know where to start. Like, first of all, when you look around and you see inflation, you see gas prices, food, everything's going up, and just things of that nature that will keep you in a state of being stressed. You see, for me, I'm coming from a health background, right? I'm a health and wellness coach. And so I factor in all these things when we're talking about health. It's not just food or fitness, it's the stress, the energy around you, what's going on, how are the people around you. And so imagine you having the ability to earn USD or a euro, a dinar, or something like that. being able to leverage that and go to another region where your dollar goes further, have an elevated quality of life for less money, less stress. It's just, man, there aren't any words. I don't understand why people are not taking advantage of this. This was the best decision I've ever made in my life.
I want you to, because we were talking off camera about the 3%. Talk to us about that. Talk to us about the 3%.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't realize that if you just make $35,000 USD, you're literally in the top 3 to 5% of this planet. When you're thinking about South America, Eastern Europe, Africa, Asia, like when you make USD, you can have an elevated life almost anywhere on this planet, and you don't need to make 6 figures to have that quality of life. So, for example, right, a 25-year-old single male that makes $50,000 net profit every year, right, can have the life of a 1%er in the South America, in the Asia with that income. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't know that. And so this is what I think digital marketing, or just getting a job online that gives you location freedom and ultimately financial freedom, is the best for any single man right now.
Mm-hmm. Or woman,
or woman,
anybody that's out there that's on that path, for sure.
Yeah. The thing about women, though, is a lot of women are afraid to travel by themselves, and I understand. They have certain concerns about their safety that a man just doesn't have to worry about. So I feel for the women that are kind of scared to like travel by themselves, because it's a weird world out here. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. So what would you say? What would your advice be for that person who, wants to get out there and travel? So they see this, maybe they've been following this channel, maybe they've been following you, and they're like, okay, I really want to be in a better situation, and I want to live out of the country. Give them a few quick steps. Give them 5 quick steps as to what they need to do to get in that position.
Okay, so the first thing I would say is decide that you want to do it and then be all in. And what all in means is that you're committed to now learning the skills and becoming resourceful so that you can obtain a job like that. And so you can learn on YouTube. There's so many free resources. You can buy books, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can invest in courses. You feel me? I paid $1,000 in courses, like learning things. And once you've gotten that baseline of knowledge, you can start applying to these jobs on LinkedIn, on Indeed, and apply for 500. Just throw it in the water. You feel me?
I always say.
Yeah. Apply for 500. You're gonna hear some no's. But you are gonna get that yes. It's too many jobs out here.
Yeah.
And once you get that yes, plan your life accordingly, man. I always like to say, minimize your overhead. We don't need all this stuff, all these things. Minimize your overhead and go out there and have your experiences, travel, live somewhere else, man. You're gonna find yourself in a world of richness, of culture, of just experience. It's something so beautiful, man. Like I can't believe more people are not doing it.
Yeah, and there are many reasons for that. Some of it is fear, some of it is this dependency that they have on other people, certain social circles, maybe their family. People have a lot of different reasons, but what we want to try to do is encourage the people who are ready to make that jump, to give them the tools and to be able to make that happen. So that's one of the reasons why, I started this channel, but also started this business, because I was in that situation where I felt stuck. And fortunately for me, I was able to find someone who gave me a blueprint of what to do. And for me, it was really simple. Get a remote job and you move, because I was living in Southeast Asia prior to the pandemic. So my whole thought process was, I want to go back. However, when I got here to Mexico, it was just incredible. I found that Mexico was such a great culture, great people, great food, great weather. The cost of living is great if you have US dollars, of course. But more than anything else, it's really the people that keeps me, because these people are they're so gracious. And I got to give a shout out to Mexico. When the world needed you the most, you stepped up, and you with open arms, you welcomed everybody, and you still continue to do so. So thank you so much, Mexico,
Yeah.
doing that for the world. We really, really appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts. Now, I want to go more into specifics about what the group and the coaching and everything like that did for you. What specifically did it help you with in terms of you acquiring this great opportunity that you currently have?
The main thing was just having an abundance mindset. Like you stressed out like, yo, $240,000 disappeared today. You feel me? Like you're gonna get one. So it's like, like for me, a part of myself was saying, yo, Dudley, look, you've already got your business going, like you're doing well, you feel me? Like you have, like some money, da. And it would have been easy for me to just like do that. But I felt encouraged by you, like, yo, actually, I could get another job and make multiple six figures and like really run it up. And so that encouragement like really pushed me forward to just apply. And it's like I got it in 3 weeks. Not saying that's gonna happen to everybody, but I would have gotten a job regardless in digital marketing because I applied for so many and they need people. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Say that again. They need and why do they need you? Because everything's going digital. Everything's going digital. God forbid we have another outbreak of anything that comes in the next year or two. It's going to drive everything to being digital, which for us would kind of be a good thing, but for that mom and pop store or that local business, it will be problematic, especially those that rely upon making their money out in the field as opposed to making it digitally. But if you position yourself, you just spend a little bit of time learning some simple concepts and principles, you can make this happen. And again, you can live where you want to live. Now, my preference is to live outside the United States for various reasons. But if you want to live in the United States, that's great too. There was once upon a time in my life, I wanted to live in California. If I want to do that now, I could do that. I would make enough money to make that happen.
And listen, at this point in my life, and again, I say this with as much respect as possible, because I'm a Haitian immigrant in the US, right? My family came, here like for like a better life. But I will say this, at this stage of my life, I've seen too much, I've tasted too much, I know too much, and there's so much more left to explore. You couldn't pay me enough to stay in the US for the whole year. You couldn't.
And what we're talking about now, he's not in any way denigrating the United States. Mm-hmm. He's just saying that, and correct me if I'm wrong here, that you've experienced so much globally that for you to just stay in one country, you would just be doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, like to just stay in one area and experience that one reality it's not enough for me. It's not enough. Like I'm addicted to experiencing multiple cultures and realities and people. Like it fills me up and it makes me happy.
Tell us about, okay, I want to go back to your process of getting this opportunity. Talk to us about what the interviews were like, and then we're going to talk a little bit down the road about what you're currently doing at your job and all of this. But what was the interview process like for you? Talk about that. And share any tips that you may have too.
Okay, yeah. So there was a total of 6 interviews. The first one was basically to just inform me of like what the job was. The second one was with the HR. They were asking me questions about basically how would I react to an ad campaign if that happened, like different scenarios. The third one was with the BP, I believe, and she was just like asking me questions about why I want to work here. The fourth one was with the actual CEO, and so he presented to me, which by the way, so he presented to me what the company was about, what they were going to do, and what made me qualify for it. But one thing I want to talk about interviews is that it's all an act, okay? It's all about how you answer the questions, the flow. So you guys need to practice your interview questions beforehand so that you can nail it. Because honestly, sometimes you can be qualified and still not get the job just because your interview went bad. So with me, right, I like to build rapport with people. The CEO was a Chinese guy, right? I started speaking Mandarin to him. He started speaking French to me, and then we started speaking Spanish. So that's another thing that we're going to talk about, is how language can connect and why you guys need these experiences. Yeah. So after that interview, I knew I had the job. I nailed it. I built rapport with the CEO. The very next interview, they were offering me the job. And
I want to be clear about something. Typically, when you're going through the interview process for digital marketing, you're not having 6 interviews. If you're having that many interviews, it usually means it's a much higher level, position. It's not your entry level. I think a lot of entry level positions are going to be anywhere between 2 to 3 interviews, 3 being the most. Usually they're going to know something by the second interview. And it's not going to take, as long, but I think that's really important that you say that your ability to have rapport. You also pointed out that you need to practice interviewing skills. You need to practice actual interviews. Now, in my coaching program, I got to plug it here. In my coaching program, that's one of the things that I really stress and we work on a lot is your interviewing skills, because again, you may be lacking in some of the technical skills in terms of the know-how, but if your interview skills are great, it's going to make up for a lot of different things. In fact, my first job that I was granted in digital marketing, the man who hired me always says that it was one of the funniest interviews he's ever been. Now, I don't know if he hired me for my comedy, prowess. I don't think that's why he hired me, but he liked my personality enough that he said, okay, I can teach you this, but the personality that you bring, the energy that you bring to the company is what we care about, because we're trying to build a culture here. And never underestimate what you can bring from a energy perspective and a personality perspective. I'm not saying go up there and do, a stand-up routine or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is find ways to connect with people and learn from your mistakes. One of the biggest questions that when we talked about this initially was when they asked you, well, what's your salary range, or how much should you get paid? You want to get paid. And one of the best ways to respond to that question is you just say, I simply don't know enough about this position.
Exactly.
So I can't give you an answer right now, because that's a qualifier question. They want to know if they can put you to the next round, because let's say if the position is only 40,000, but you sit up there and you ask for, I want 70,000. Well, no matter how qualified you are, they're not going to be able to come up with an extra $30,000 for you. So they're
going to weed you out. They're going to weed you out with that question, babe. Because listen, so this is the first job I've had in the last 4 years. I've been self-employed for the last 4 years, so I had no idea how to interview. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what to. So the first 6, I just bombed them. I was like, dang, like I've been out the game for a minute, and like there was a part of myself that I actually had to humble, because coming into this as somebody that has already made great money by myself, I had to like come back in with a different mindset and understand that you got to play that corporate game a little bit. You feel me? Like you got to, you know what I mean? So once I learned from the first 6 interviews that I bombed, then I was able to sauce up the next couple of interviews. So yeah,
because each failure you get, you're going to learn something different. You're going to learn how to maybe respond to questions a little bit differently. And don't be afraid to, again, self-reflect. What I tell people about, my coaching program, as well as the consultations, which are very, very affordable, by the way, it's an investment in your future. We know gas prices are going up. We know food costs are going up. We know a lot of things are happening around the world that's never going to return back to maybe the way it was 2-3 years ago. So if you plant the seed now, it can grow into something very substantial for you. Again, 2 years, it's almost been 2 years since I've been in Mexico. It'll be 2 years this October, right? Wow. It has gone by very, very fast. And right now I'm in a position, as I shared with you before, of applying for a temporary resident visa. And that's going to allow me an opportunity to come in and out of the country as much as I want, when I want, without the worry of, am I going to get another 180 days? Am I only going to get 30 days? See, these are things that we have to, really think about. because the world is ours if you do the necessary things. If you put in the work now, I guarantee you things will be so wide open for you in the future. You're going to have so many options. That's another thing. Speaking languages give you options. Getting a passport gives you options. And I don't want to talk about it without your permission, but you're making a lot of moves this year that's putting you in a position to truly become that dude, you know, truly become international.
Yeah.
So any advice you want to give, because we're going to go ahead and wrap this up in a little bit. Any other advice you want to give to people regarding, you know, joining this group, getting involved in digital marketing, traveling, anything like that?
Yeah, I would say just be open-minded, keep an open mind and open heart. Commit yourself to learning something new every day. That's what I personally do. I learn one new thing every single day. It doesn't matter what it is. You're gonna see how these little things incrementally compound over the, you know, like years and months. The time's gonna pass anyway, right? You could have been got your passport. You could have been got a job online. You could have been learned that language that you said that you would 4 years ago. Now, a year from now, you're gonna have a year worth of excuses or experience learning and obtaining skills that you could have done 30 minutes a day.
Yeah.
So
at the end of the day, the future's coming whether we like it or not.
So you might as well learn a skill.
So you might as well just put yourself in position, plant yourself. I want you to give a special message to the guys though, because I think that, you know, we're both very invested in, you know, a lot of brothers from around the world, especially brothers who ain't quite made the sleep yet. Give a special message to them, because I feel like a lot of times we don't get the same level of encouragement as maybe some other groups do, or even women get. I think women have an incredible amount of support with each other, and they really encourage each other, and that's great. But I think a lot of young men don't always feel like they're supported or feel like, you know, they're encouraged enough. So what would you say again to a young man, or even a middle-aged guy? Don't have to be an old young guy, but just a man that's maybe in the United States right now who might be, say, a truck driver, might be working at Walmart, might be working at some job. They're like, yo, I just don't want to do this no more. I want to live out this dream I have of traveling abroad, meeting people. What's your best piece of advice you could give them?
Man, this is a conversation I would love to have, like, with men in private, so I could really be myself. You know what I'm saying? But I would say this, man. For starters, go check out my video on my YouTube channel where it's titled "How to Truly Detach from the Matrix." The number one thing I would say to these brothers is minimize your overhead. Do not get caught up in the matrix. All right. Do not have a kid with the wrong woman. Make sure that all your, you know, finances are in order and fair. Make sure that you're educating yourself, learning, and take a leap of faith, man, and go out there, make your money. Okay. Put some of that money into assets that are going to appreciate, that are going to allow you to travel with a peace of mind, so that you don't have to worry about if you're going to run out, because your assets are appreciating. And then go out in the world and truly experience what this planet has to offer. There's so many things that we can't even fathom as brothers, you feel me? Because we've never been taught. But I've had so much adventure, and I'm so thankful for it. And I just want to share that with other people, man. Do not think that where you're at right now, whether you're a young man, middle-aged, or even older, do not think that this is it, man. I'm telling you, the adventures and possibilities that are waiting out there for you, you wouldn't even fathom until you take that first step. That's all I got to say.
And what I try to tell people is get yourself a solid financial base. I think digital marketing does it for you, because there's a lower barrier of entry. Once you get it, you of course try to get that remote job, and you know, save up some money, move abroad, so maybe you can lower your costs. Again, no disrespect to people who are in those countries that have lower wages, because again, we are contributing to that economy there. You know, we are bringing something to the table. We're not just coming there and sucking them dry of their resources.
If you think about it, though, if you think about it, Europeans have been doing it in US for decades. They come here with their euro or their pound that's more dense, and they're like, wow, this is affordable here. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing I want to say this. Anybody that has an advantage, and we all have advantages, okay? We all have a level of privilege. That's what we like to try to make it seem like only a few people have privilege. Yes, they have maybe more privilege than you do, or more privilege than most, but everyone has privilege, right? There's privileges being a woman. There's privileges being a man. There's privileges being, straight. There's privileges being gay. There's privileges, living in speaking that native language. Like, for example, there's some people that may be here in Mexico that may not have a high degree of income, but guess what? If we're in a certain situation, they're gonna have more of a privilege than I'm gonna have. Because why? Because they know the lay of the land and they speak the language that I am trying to learn. But even if I do learn Spanish fluently, I'm gonna always be an outsider here.
Yeah.
And that's not a privilege, right? That's just what it is. And so I think we have to, again, like you said, either you're gonna have excuses or you're gonna have experiences. It's totally up to you. Well, I think we're gonna end it here with the interview. Tell us a little bit where we can find you, all your information, your Instagram, your YouTube channel. Tell us where we can find you.
Yeah, so the first place that you can find me is Dudleydudzz.com. That's my site, Dudleydudzz, where I have my books, my fitness programs. I also have a course, the Self-Made Master course, where I show people how to actually get online and monetize their skills and passions and create their own online business or side hustle so that you can actually create multiple income streams and also passive income streams. I actually pay my students up to 40% commission in a way to give you guys your first additional stream. You can also find me on YouTube, Dudleydudzz.com, where I have travel videos, health, everything personal development, mainly for men. And then also on Instagram at Dudley_E. So.
All right, and I'm gonna put all this information in the description box so that you guys can have access to it. Please go check his information out. Go to his YouTube channel, go to his Instagram, subscribe to him. He has a lot of really good content. I've watched a few of his videos, and he's giving away information that at one time or another you had to really pay for. So he's giving this information away for free. So really, guys and girls, there's no excuse for you not to be successful when you have such a wealth of information out here. All I ask is that you just take the time and be disciplined and focused on what it is you're trying to accomplish, because the tools are already here. We're living in one of the greatest times in history. I know we want to believe with everything that's happening around the world that it's so bad and so horrible, but you got to believe if you have access to the internet, you literally have access to changing your reality at any given time.
Those who get it, brother. Those who get it, man.
Yeah. So again, thank you guys for watching. I ask that you please like, share, and subscribe. Also join my Facebook group, Digital Marketer Career Starter. There you'll find a lot of information about digital marketing, how to get started, how to get your first remote well-paid digital marketing job. Dudley did it. I'm also proud to say that he didn't even get any coaching from me. That was the crazy thing. He just is a self-starter.
I just listen to the videos.
Listen to my videos. That's how much information I get away. Now, what I will say is I do want you to get into my coaching program. I do want you to buy my course. I want you to do all those things because those things will give you more of a competitive edge, especially if you're new to this. However, more than anything else, I just want you to be successful and I want you to live the life that you deserve. So with that being said, thanks again, and we'll see you soon. Take care, y'all. Bye.
Peace.
Stop recording this.